When a mother noticed a peculiar new behavior in her toddler, she grew wary of her ex-husband and contacted the authorities. Yet, she quickly understood that a different approach was necessary to unravel the mystery. Adeline adored her son, Jonas, and watched with amazement as he rapidly reached new milestones. Just a few days ago, he had taken his first steps, eagerly venturing into the world around him. Adeline cherished the moments of keeping him safe as he explored new objects, reveling in his curiosity and development. However, one of his latest habits soon became disturbing for the young mom. When Jonas stood still in front of her and pulled his diaper away to look down his pants, she smiled a little but thought nothing about it. If she ignored this behavior, he would surely not repeat it. However, this strange event started happening every day. Of course, the first thing that Adeline did was to see if there was something in the diaper or pants causing any irritation. Jonas was spending a lot of time outside and might actually have real ants in his pants. When she found nothing suspicious in his diaper, she was extremely puzzled about his conduct. After a week of trying to ignore his odd habit, Adeline was becoming a little concerned. Initially, this was something funny to laugh about, but after a week of noticing this behavior, little Jonas would stand in the living room and stare down his pants for about half an hour. He was still too young to be able to voice his doubts to his mother, and she found herself at a loss for answers. Adeline noticed that Jonas acted in this strange way at exactly 12:17 each day. It was as if this behavior was controlled by a time clock. Adeline decided to talk to her good friend Lizzie. Maybe she could shed some light on the situation. Lizzie was a long-standing friend of Adeline's. She had been there through the hard times when Adeline and Jonas's father had gotten a divorce. She had very little trust in her ex-husband and was suspicious of anything and everything he was involved in. When Adeline told her and showed her the strange behavior Jonas was displaying, Lizzie prompted her friend to be very cautious about it. She suspected foul play on the part of Adeline's ex-husband, a guy named Marvin, but at the moment was unsure of the real dynamics. At the time, the relationship between Adeline and her ex was severely strained. They had shared custody of Jonas, who alternated between the parents every other week. Marvin had always had a jealous streak in his personality. Although he and Adeline weren't together anymore, this didn't stop him from trying to control her life and being possessive. All of a sudden, Adeline remembered an unpleasant incident a few weeks back. One day, she had opened her mailbox and inside found a letter from Marvin. He had said some very hurtful and nasty things to her. Had he only addressed her in the letter, Adeline would have ignored it completely. However, Marvin had also spoken about David, her new boyfriend, and had sworn that he would do anything in his power to make their life together miserable. Unlike Adeline, who had found love again and was rebuilding a life for herself, he was isolated and lonely and did not want his ex-wife to move on so quickly towards happiness. As the two friends were talking, Adeline suddenly had a strange thought. She became convinced that Jonas's strange behavior must have something to do with his father. Because of Marvin's jealousy, he might have been trying to spy on Adeline. What if he had put some electronic device into Jonas's clothing Adeline to try and get information on what his mom was doing? He might be trying to secretly tape her conversations. She did not put such behavior past her jealous ex-husband. Things started making sense to Adeline. The chip must have been causing some type of vibration in her son's pants when activated each day at 12:17. This was the time when Adeline got home from her morning job and started spending time with Jonas. The babysitter who left at noon had, in fact, never reported the strange behavior to the mother. After a thorough investigation and examination of Jonas's pants, Adeline couldn't find anything. She thought she had finally unraveled the mystery of her little son religiously staring down his pants every day just past 12. Although unlikely to find something, she even checked her son's shoes in an attempt to solve the mystery. Still convinced that Marvin was taping her conversations, Adeline devised a new plan. She decided to call the police just after 12:17 in order for Marvin to hear the conversation and realize that she was onto his evil plot. If she could scare him into stopping his ridiculous behavior, she would be satisfied. The officers who responded to the call took matters concerning children very seriously. They immediately went to Marvin's home and took him to the police station for questioning. Because Marvin was not even sure why he was being questioned, he exercised his right not to speak without the presence of an attorney. At the back of his mind, he thought it might be about the threatening letter he had sent to Adeline weeks ago. With a special electronic detector, Jonas was examined by the other team of police officers arriving at Adeline's house after the mother gave permission. The moment became a funny game for this 1-year-old as the police used a scanner to try and find the hidden chip. Both Adeline and the police officer were very surprised that they did not find anything. Although Marvin was initially mad when he found out that Adeline was the one who had sent the police to his house and that he was suspected of spying on her, he then became willing to cooperate. Adeline told him about Jonas's strange behavior and how concerned she was. Marvin had also noticed this habit when Jonas stayed with him, but he had simply thought this was something children do at a certain age. The two parents decided to seek medical advice on the matter. The doctor that was consulted had never heard anything like this before. He could tell the parents that this wasn't normal. The fact that this behavior was timed at exactly 12:17 each day was even more puzzling. After doing some basic examinations, Jonas was found to be in excellent health. The doctor wanted to see this behavior for himself and asked the parents to come back at 12 the next day. The strangest thing happened. When it was 12:17, Jonas did not stare down his pants. Now the parents were even more puzzled. However, the doctor had a hunch. He requested to visit Adeline and Jonas at home the next day at 12. At precisely 12:17, Jonas began staring down his pants once more. This prompted the pediatrician to seek confirmation by visiting Marvin's home and conducting the same experiment. When Jonas repeated the behavior the following day, the doctor confirmed his diagnosis. As the saying goes, third time's the charm. The doctor requested both parents to be present and bring Jonas to his office again the next day at 12 o'clock. The parents were filled with unanswered questions, and while the pediatrician seemed almost amused by the discovery, his demeanor did little to comfort Adeline and Marvin. That night, they both struggled to sleep, eager for morning to arrive and alleviate their concerns. The next day, at exactly 12:17, the doctor did something unexpected. He turned on the radio, tuning it to the same station Adeline and Marvin always listened to. To their surprise, Jonas once again started staring down his pants. This was simply a learned behavior that was triggered by the music on the radio station, which at that specific hour was always transmitting a special jingle. As the music lasted for half an hour, so did the staring down his pants. The little boy was imitating some behavior he had probably seen on television. He must have received a random reward from one of his parents afterward and had involuntarily associated it with the music, turning that odd act into a learned behavior. Fortunately, it could easily be unlearned. With a sense of relief, the mystery was finally solved. Jonas continued to explore and learn about the world, while his parents seized the opportunity to repair their strained relationship, transforming it into successful co-parenting. What are your thoughts on this story? What crossed your mind while watching? Share your comments below. Thank you.